music. He's like love, 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 and music. La la la, love, 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 and music. Love, love.
Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. This is a review for Teen Mom 2, Season 8, Episode 20. Tonight's lipstick, you see, it is an Urban Decay, and the color is called F-Bomb. It is 3:44 in the morning. Let's get to it. So this episode was a little tricky. I can't really do it in parts of people because it was so much intertwined. But for the most part, this whole episode, I feel like this whole episode, I mean, it was needed. But I also feel like they could have left out some little stuff and just dealt with this whole Kale, Javi, and Brianna situation in the reunion. We barely saw Chelsea at all in this episode. Let me say that outright. We barely saw Chelsea. You know, we really didn't even see Leah much. All we see them with Leah is her saying how, you know, oh, I'm going to bring one daughter with me, one twin with me. Corey going to keep the other twin. And then third baby going to be with her daddy. We seen that whole thing. You know, Janelle saying how, let me start from the beginning, because you know, it just wasn't. It was all about Kale, Brianna, and Javi. And it came to the end part was kind of crazy. You know, we see Kale is upset because Javi and Brianna are lying about dating. We know that. Kale has no right to be upset based on what she did to Javi before. But if Javi trying to get back with her, I see why she's upset. I'm not much of a Kale fan because of how she did treat Javi like the past season or two. But I can understand if me and my ex broke up and I fucked up, but we trying to get back together, and in the aspect of us trying to get back together, he lying to me. I can get her being upset just because I'm a woman, and I can get that. However, it's kind of crazy. She really just want them to admit they dating or they're trying to date, and I can get that too, because if you're trying to date, it is what it is. But don't keep lying to me as if I'm stupid. So I get the whole thing. You know, we see that Brianna, you know, texted her saying how her and Javi are just friends and how, you know, ain't nothing up with them, even though they took their trip to Florida or whatever. But what struck me as eye-opening is Kale said, you know, can you imagine someone you work with dating your ex-husband? You know, it would just get messy. And I said, when she said it like that, even though her and Brianna live in different states, they still, as we saw from this episode, have to work together. When we see all those Teen Mom specials, those little after show things, they have to work together. So that's still her co-worker, even though it's the equivalent of, well, we work in two different buildings, but every time it's a team building meeting, I have to see her and engage with her and work with her. And you don't want to have your coworker date your ex-husband, and it don't matter if you fucked up the marriage. You still don't want to see that because it's just kind of crazy. So again, I'm not the biggest Kale fan because we all know what she did to Javi, but the points that she's making are valid. Okay, that she's making valid points of, I just don't want my coworker dating him, and I can say, okay, I would not want my coworker dating any of my exes either. I don't want to see my ex. He's the ex for fucking reason. And I would assume my coworker knows that's her ex-husband. I don't want to date her ex-husband. That'll be weird at work. And it makes other coworkers weird. It's the same reason why some jobs don't want employees dating. Because when shit goes left, it makes it weird. So, that whole thing. I don't think this is karma for how Kale treated Javi from before. I think her karma for how she treated Javi is the fact that she had a baby with another guy, and he turned out to be much more of a piece of shit than Javi is, because he isn't even, you know, in her son's life. I think that was her karma, because she wanted to be oh so free. she then had a third baby, and the third baby daddy is a dud. So I think that was kind of her karma or whatever. But it's fucked up if your co-worker dating your ex-husband and lying to you about it. I would be pissed off too. Anywho, you know, we see Brianna saying how things will be weird at the reunion. I want us all to get along and have a good time. The way to do that is to not date your co-worker's ex-husband. Okay. Her sister Brittany said, we know, just don't focus on the gossip, you know what I'm saying? Unless you lying, you know, leave it alone. Y'all friends, just leave it alone. And well, we're just friends, you know what I'm saying? But if something happens later, you know what I'm saying, it happens. I can't predict the future. Brianna's clearly lying. We all know this because they were dating. She was flat out lying on camera each goddamn time. And her sister said, you know what I'm saying, well, he been trying to date you since you were pregnant. And I was like, well, damn, really? That's nasty. And she said that was nasty, but whatever. Leah, who said that she wished that she never told Kel anything because now it's weird. But she said again, she said she just felt awkward that she knew, and she knew that Kel knew that she knew, and she felt like she had to tell her. A lot of people were saying, oh, well, she didn't have to say anything, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't her place, it wasn't a big deal. When you have been friends with someone for 10 years, you don't keep that kind of stuff from someone. You just don't. That's a part of girl code, because that, I mean, they might not hang out every day, but they've been close on this show for 10 years. That's not something you don't tell someone when it's on the show. Like it was on the show. She had to tell her. And I think it wasn't anything wrong with her telling her. I think the way she worded it was weird. But I also think that's what happens when someone tells you something and you later tell someone else. You might not word it the exact same way they said it. So, but that's also why Brianna shouldn't have said shit. Okay? Anywho, Janelle, we don't care because her stuff on here was minimal. We just know that she was saying how she's pissed off because the whole emergency custody hearing with Nathan's mom and how they're all going to be at the reunion after all of this or whatever. You know, I don't care. Yeah, Chelsea and her husband, who cares? At the reunion, we see Javi go visit Brianna, and they discussing the kinks on what can work and what can't work. Clearly, they're trying to date because she said, let's have a conversation. When I'm friends with someone, we don't have any kind of conversation to discuss how we're going to date because we're just friends. I don't even look at you in that way. He was saying how, you know, we need to hang out more. And then she's like, well, you know, you live in Delaware, you know, I'm in wherever I'm at. And he says, you know, it's like a 2-hour flight, you know, I can come up every weekend. And she's like, oh, well, you know, that's true, you know, okay. And you know, she's like, well, no rush, let's see where it go, because I don't want any issues, you know, it's so early on, and you know what I'm saying, if this is special, you know, I don't want to mess it up. Friends don't have those kind of conversations. And again, I feel like they were having this conversation because they were trying to date. Brianna can cover this up as much as she wants by saying we're just friends. Everybody know, even if you meet someone and you like someone and y'all not a couple, you know if y'all are trying to be couple-like. And that, I think, is what Kel was saying. Y'all don't have to say that y'all in a relationship, but y'all can't keep denying and lying, saying y'all ain't talking. Because y'all are. You know, Brianna giving the whole thing, we were friends from before, and you know what I'm saying? Look, I don't like Brianna. I don't. I think she's very messy. I think her mother is messy. I think her sister is messy. I think they're all fucking messy. I think Javi is fucking messy. This whole situation is messy. But if you think about it, Brianna's life is messy, and she loves fucking mess. I think she wants to be the Farrah of the brand. She does. That's what it is. She's the fucking Farrah. She's the person who no one likes for some reason or the other. And if someone likes her, it's like one person. She's the Farrah. She does dumb things. She's had the little surgery stuff. She has the baby daddy issues. She's the person who is just a bitch. She says messy. She's messy. I don't care. It's messy. Kel is there in the hair chair getting her hair done. Brianna walks in. Kel is pissed. And this is why I say Kel is pissed. You know, one, she said she's pissed because she brought her son, who does not have his shots yet because he's so young. And I guess she was told it would be a separate room that he can be in so that he's not around all these people, you know, kind of and he can get sick if something attacks his immune system. So at first she's pissed off, like, where's the other room? I thought I would have my own room. Where is it? We don't have our own room. So she's like, I'm not gonna be, no, I don't want to be in here. You know, my son needs this. Kale was pissed on multiple levels. She was pissed that y'all got me in here with her. 2, she's pissed. I do think she was pissed because she wanted her son to have his own space. But I feel like this: if you want your son to have his own space, he should have stayed at that damn hotel with the nanny. You should not have brought him to sets, or he could have stayed at home. You can't get mad that the building they're in doesn't have a private room if no one else has one either, and your son is. Don't bring him. You know what I'm saying? You can't. I felt her on that, but at the same time, I didn't feel her on that. Whatever. Stupid. At this point in time, she was. Where's Larry? I want to talk to Larry. She go talk to Larry. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all I did not want to be in the room with Javi. I don't want to be in the room with Brianna. I don't want to be in the room with Janelle. I don't want them near my son. Like, I don't want to be around them. The thing about it is, it ain't no secret. It's the issue between Brianna and Kale. To put them in the same room, Kale was pissed off because she know how producers get down. She know the producers put them in that room together to force something. To either force them to argue, to force them to get over it. She knew why they did it. And I knew too. I'm not stupid. I get why she was pissed off or whatever. But she was honest. I don't like them. I don't want to be around them. We know for a fact how producers on that show will separate cast members. Y'all would always separate Farrah from the other girls because she didn't get along with them. Usually whoever does not get along, you keep them separate. You're not going to put Macy and Ryan in one room together. You won't. You're not going to put Gary and Amber in one room together. You won't. You wouldn't put Janelle and Nathan in the room together. You keep certain cast members separate because there are these different dynamics. So my thing is, I kind of felt Kale for being pissed off. She probably felt like y'all tried it. Y'all tried it, and she reacted. Now, did she overdo it a little bit? Yeah, she could have, you know what I'm saying, kind of fucked down. But at the same time, you know, y'all not gonna play me before a scene. And I'm like, that's why, you know, she was kind of pissed. So, but she had no choice. They in the room. It's like hair and makeup or whatever. At this point, Kale wasn't talking quietly. Like, I don't think she had an issue with Brianna hearing her. But she was talking to the producers. So we then see Brianna on her phone talking to whoever. Like, yes, you know, it's crazy or whatever. You know, professionalism is out the door. And when a person on the phone say, you know, they're like dogs, you know, marking their territory. She then said, well, it's a new bitch in town. I said, see. But again, Brianna is saying stuff so that Kale can hear her too, and they're both kind of antagonizing each other. It was what it was. You know, the next day, it's all weird. They add this little shoot or whatever. They're doing the whole like teen mom specials or whatever. Leah says she found out that Brianna knows she's the one who told Kale. So she's like, for her, she knows it's weird because at this point in time, Brianna not talking to her, but it is what it is. She said she feels like Brianna told her on purpose so that she would tell Kale. I completely agree. Brianna told her that there was no reason for Brianna to tell Leah that. None at all. None. She told her on purpose. You can't tell me anything different. You know, we then see Brianna trying to vent to Janelle. And I'm like, that's like a crackhead venting to a goddamn heroin head. Nobody like either one of y'all, so what's the point? You know, she's saying how, you know, I just wish they could be adults about it. You know, I don't even know, you know, why she's mad at me. And we should be able to talk things out. Janelle gonna say, you know, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, it's like that with me too. It's kind of crazy because they kind of click up. They click up and it's like high school or like, you know, whatever. Yeah, it is. And, you know, sometimes, you know, I don't want to be around the bitches either. But I feel like the reason they click up and not with Janelle because Janelle is the rebel one who's always in some kind of trouble, who's kind of the crazy one. So on every season there's someone who everyone doesn't really mesh with, and it's not even that they don't like her. It's that she's kind of the one who we don't really fuck with like that. Like, we fuck with her, but we don't fuck with her like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yeah, because sometimes we'll be filming stuff, and they'll say, well, she isn't really doing her job. And she said, well, yeah, because I don't want to be around you bitches. So, again, there's a discourse regardless. But I feel like Brianna knows that. So, she's like, if I can befriend Janelle, it can be me and Janelle as a clique, and then them two. But no one liked Janelle enough for y'all clique to really even matter, but it's what it is. You know, when she said, I don't know why Kayla's mad at me, because you are trying to date her ex-husband. I mean, it's not rocket science. You don't got to find out what the square root of 72. I don't know what it is either. But you know what I'm saying? It's really easy. And when this is how I knew Brianna was messy. Because she said, you know what I'm saying? Then earlier, I heard her said earlier how she didn't want her son to be around me, and not even you. You know what I'm saying? I need my own space. You didn't have to tell Janelle that she said that. But you did. Because you're messy. You want Janelle against Kale even more than Janelle already is. So you're like, if I tell her that Kale said something about her, it'll piss her off, and then I'll have an ally to go against Kale. Brianna is trying to turn people against Kale. Let's just be honest, it is what it is. And I think Javi is, I don't think he's in on it to the point where he wants people to be against her, but I think he liked Brianna enough to where he don't care what she do or if she piss off Kale. It's stupid, and Javi is stupid. I feel like Janelle and Brianna are delusional. Janelle is delusional because she feels as if she don't know why the girls don't like her either. Janelle has she's been the crazy one, and Brianna, you know why the reasons. I think they both were just delusional. So the next thing that we see is Javi and her sister, Brianna's sister, get there. Brittany gets there, and they're talking or whatever. And she's like, she's been like a bitch to me. And you know what I'm saying? She was on the phone when she was talking to the producers and how she didn't want her kid around me or around you or around Janelle, and how she doesn't like us. And I think she wanted me to feel uncomfortable. But you know what I'm saying? It didn't work. It worked. It worked because that's why you keep talking about it. You're telling anyone who can listen because it aggravated you. And, you know, it irritated you a lot. So that's my boo bitch. I'm sorry, y'all. And that's why she did that. And I feel like she also did that because I said earlier, she knew the producers was trying to put her in a situation to have a reaction. And she reacted by saying, I don't want to be around them. Because you put us in the room for too long together, it's going to be an issue. I ain't trying to have it. Which is why when they had the little New Year's Eve type party, I think her son got sick. Kale did it, so she ended up leaving. And that was one thing. So at this point in time, Javi like, but you look really nice today. And Brittany like, you such a creep. Javi, bruh, you wrong. Dog, you wrong. You are more wrong than Brianna, but Brianna is wrong too. And I feel like as much as people don't like Kale, if you can't understand that she just don't want her coworker dating him, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, I really don't. I know people, oh my God, Kale is a horrible person. She cheated on Javi, so she deserves whatever she gets. As a woman, I can understand. I don't want the person I cheated on to date my coworker. I don't want to see. I can completely get that. At this point, we see Kale walk up. Because, again, they're all shooting these little shows. So, they're all in these close quarters. Again, they're co-workers. So, Kale was getting herself to go into the room where the shower. And then Javi was trying to go in there. And she said, no, I'm finna go in there. He like, well, can I go in there, like, real quick? Like, oh, you going to be a long time? She's like, no, I'm going to take a while. But I was next to go in there. And so, when they had their interaction, Javi's like, why did it get so quiet in here? Like, what's going on? And Kale said, because it's awkward as fuck. I said, okay. You are my ex-husband, and you are here at our workplace, and you're dating my coworker in one way or another. It's gonna be awkward as hell. So, you know, I don't even care to mention this. They had the whole New Year's Eve special. Like I said, Kale wasn't there. Only part that was interesting is David got pissed because there wasn't any beer. I'm guessing he was already drunk and intoxicated because he got so mad that they left. He was like, it was because he was like trying to bust balloons. It was just stupid, and it seemed as if when Janelle gets embarrassed because he does dumb things and she gets really quiet. Oh, it's okay. He's okay. He's just tired. She did that whole thing. No, he's drunk. He's been an asshole. They leave or whatever. So at the end of it, you see Leah and Brittany talking, and Leah saying how, you know, I felt like I was caught in the middle, you know. Kale's my friend, and so I felt awkward with what she told me, and I told my friend. And Brittany said, like, she gets it, you know what I'm saying? She gets that your loyalty is to Kale. So it is what it is. We then see Brianna and Leah kind of talk about it, because Leah was saying, like, I like Brianna, but again, I felt awkward because Kale is my friend, and I've known Kale longer. Brianna monkey has walk up trying to kind of check Leah. Like, well, if you hadn't told Kale, and if you haven't, said the wrong things, and Leah basically said, bitch, I said what I said, and I said it. And, it's not my fault of how she took it. And she also said, you said it. And you did. You know what I'm saying? I was pissed off because she was being rude to Leah. None of that is Leah's fault. None of it. You should not have said shit. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? But when Leah said, I just felt weird. I felt awkward. So I don't want to get Kale mad. So I knew I had to tell her. When Brianna said, you should never do anything that would make others happy. She said that meaning, who cares if Kale is upset or not? That's what she said in layman's terms. Let's just be honest. And then says, she kind of said like it's Kale's fault that Leah was upset because how she said it. And then I'm like, my response would have been, you could just not fuck her husband, her ex-husband. That's what I would have said. So at the end of the day, at this point in time, Brianna, her mama, her sister on their way to another taping, to the actual reunion. I think this is the actual reunion. And her mama, her sister is leading her down a path. Her mama and sister is leading her down a path that's gonna leave her living in a damn 1-bedroom apartment with her 3 kids. Because I'm pretty sure she's gonna probably have a 3rd baby. Her mama's saying, well, Kale was upset because her ex-man likes you. She's just jealous. First mistake. Her sister's saying, you need to put her in her place. If you check her one good time, she'll leave you alone. Second bad decision. So next thing we see, they both in the hair chair here. And Kale's like, oh my God, this is dumb. All the camera crews is in there. The producers come in like, hey, how's everything going? Everybody okay? Everybody okay? And Kale's like, I wish I would have went to the party last night. And then Brianna told me it was really crappy. I would have been like, bitch, I ain't talking to you. Or matter of fact, I would not have even acknowledged her talking to me at this point. But they start having a conversation. And then Brianna asked Kale, okay, what's your problem? Kale says, look, you text to be saying one thing, how you saying something different. Your texting y'all as friends, how you say y'all trying to date, and I'm pissed off because you know what I'm saying, y'all telling me different things, and if y'all getting together, y'all should just say that and not lie to me, and you know what I'm saying, it's kind of crazy. So I agree. Brianna then says, we are just friends. You know what I'm saying? I can't let you know what's going to happen because I don't know. I can't predict the future. I can't tell you something if I don't know what that something is yet. Leah told you something that she shouldn't have. I told Javi that he should be the one to tell you that your kids will be with us. It wasn't my place to tell him. And she said, I get that. She said, but he didn't do that. And again, your text saying one thing, he is saying something else. At this point in time, she also said, Leah would not have told me anything if you hadn't said it. So you can't blame Leah for you opening your mouth. I said, okay, Kale, because that's true. You can't get mad at someone else because you told them something and they repeated it. My thing is, you can't get mad at someone for not keeping a secret when you was the first one who could not keep the secret. Let me repeat that. You cannot get mad at someone else for not keeping a secret when you were the first person to not keep the secret. You told someone something, so anything, if it spreads beyond that point, it starts with you. You are the first leak. Brianna then says, you're just salty. I'm not salty. I don't care if he moves on. I don't care. They kind of going back and forth. At this point in time, in my opinion, Kale wasn't being bitchy. In my opinion, Brianna asked her, what her problem was, and she gave a logical answer. Stuff got dumb when Brianna said, stop being salty because he's moved on. And Kale like, I'm not salty because he moved. From that point, I say, see, shit finna get real funny after. And what I didn't like was that Kale was by herself. Because I know Brianna's crazy ass mama and crazy ass sister is always close behind. And here come Brianna crazy ass mama. Well, you know what I'm saying? The way you behaved yesterday was wrong. I would have been like, lady, I ain't even talking to you. I'm talking to your daughter. But Kel was like, well, first of all, so she stopped addressing Brianna and went to her mama. Here come Brianna. Don't disrespect my mama. I'm like, bitch, I would have said, bitch, I ain't said shit yet. Okay? Y'all know I'm not here for her mama, her sister, and they goddamn antics. So she's like, I ain't said nothing yet. You know what I'm saying? She addressed me, I'm gonna respond. And so they kind of going back and forth, not her mom, but her and Brianna. And she said, I was upset yesterday because, for one, the arrangements for my son was messed up. Well, no, you said you didn't want your kid around me or Javier Jr. And she says, right, because I don't like y'all. So I did not want to be around y'all. I said, again, you asked me my issue. I'm telling you my issue. You can't get mad about it. So at this point in time, Kel is like, you know what? I don't care. And I wasn't speaking to you when I was saying these things. I was talking to the producer. But you was talking about me. I said, see? This bitch trying it. So from there, Brianna tells Kel, shut up, you're so annoying. I said, see? At that point, I think I would have called her like a ghetto bitch. So she said, you know what I'm saying? Whatever, you can just be ratchet. Here come Brittany, the sister. Who's ratchet? How was she ratchet? Because she told me to shut up and that I'm annoying. That's not ratchet. What is ratchet? Well, she told me, shut the fuck up. Because I'm the ratchet one. We know you the ratchet one, Brittany. Who cares? And this ain't what you want. You don't know who you fucking with. You played your man. Now you mad because he want my sister. Look, that's gonna kind of go off. And Kel saying, whatever, Brittany. Bye, Brittany. Bye, Brittany. Don't dismiss me. She's like, bye, Brittany. Bye, paying that bitch dust. Okay, this is my thing. I refuse to argue with 3 grown women who live in a goddamn 3-bedroom apartment with 5 people in there. I cannot argue with you because you are beneath my feet, boo-boo. You are beneath me. Yes, Brittany is ratchet. Yes, Brianna is messy. Their mama is the cause of it all. It's a reason they all in that apartment together, living in that damn little ass apartment with all them guys. Look, I can't argue with people who are stuck in their mess. And they thick as thieves. And I am the same way with my mom and my sister. We completely are. But those 3 ain't no good in them. Ain't no good in them yet. It's not. They messy as hell. They really, really messy. And the thing is, they perpetuate the messiness. The fact that none of them could tell Brianna, maybe you shouldn't date. She's upset because that's her ex-husband. And y'all work together. So maybe you shouldn't date him. Date anyone else except someone you works with ex-husband. The simple fact that her mom and her sister could not articulate that to her means they are a part of the fucking problem. And that's why they share a 3-bedroom apartment. And why Brianna is in a goddamn room with 2 kids. That's why. Because they are perpetuating the bullshit. Okay? Put your comments below. I am Jay Lee. This is Jay Lee's Corner. Because that's how I went off. That's how I went off, whatever. Peace.